directed. May our elbow allow what we desire to come to pass. And so we say Ashe, Asheo. Greetings and salutations, one and all. Welcome, welcome to another powerful edition of Revolutionary Hoodoo, New Orleans Voodoo Secrets and Recipes. Today is indeed February 1st, the first and beginning of this national holiday of Black History Month. Indeed, I am and celebrate and become and are Black history every day. But we'll get into that. Divine, all blessed, peace, love, and joy, prosperity to each and every one of you, elevation, revelations, and manifestation. You are indeed sitting again live with the Divine Prince, Pan African spiritualist, practitioner, author, and advisor. Evagun Oloye Hoodoo Obeya Bokor, sharing with you in all things spiritual, mystical, metaphysical, evolutionary, revolutionary, healing, and holistic, and indeed cultural, ethnocultural, from a Pan-African hoodoo world spiritualist perspective. Understanding that all is truly and indeed a blessing if you can just see beyond the veils, for it is all just an illusion and a test and one of the greatest divine mysteries of this life cycle. This is indeed my personal and constant prayer. It is my mantra, my affirmation, my oriki, my reverberation, my reiteration, and it is, more importantly, it is my ever living reality. It is where I, Divine Prince, begin and end all my endeavors. For indeed, understanding that I create and recreate my reality as it mirrors my best interests along my divine, all blessed walk here on Mother, Father Earth. Understanding that spiritual power and knowledge is entertainment without efficacy, relevancy, its ability to produce, manifest, lasting, tangible results right here, right now, in this present moment in time space. Not in the hereafter, not in the great by and by, but certainly in this present moment in our journey. And it is indeed in this present moment that we have power. The past is gone, it's just a memory, it's a dream, it's an illusion. The future is just an illusion, it's not here. We can be hopeful for it. We indeed must see it in our mind's eye. But all we truly have, that magical moment, is right now. We indeed are creating and recreating our reality, past, present, and future, right now, in this present moment. And today, this February 1st, 2023, National Black History Month, and I have to say National Black History Month, because many of us celebrate, teach, educate, honor Black history every day. And I am emanating and vibrating with you and for you now, live, virtually, verbally, cosmically, quantum universally, from this working temple of the House of the Divine Prince. Thai Potions, Hoodoo Central, in this legendary, beautiful, some would say most haunted, others would say most enchanted city in America, New Orleans, Louisiana, the land of my ancestors and those who came before me along this Hoodoo spiritualist Obeya life path and journey, passing down the great Obia stick, along with the life-giving herbs, fruits, plants, minerals, spirits, ceremony, rituals, indeed, that aid us in the manifestation and result-oriented reality that we all seek and desire in this present moment in time space. All else is vanity, all else is ego, all else is illusionary, all else is unnecessary. And so I am honored to be with you here today. Uh, for a short time, I have ceremony, actually initiation I'm performing and will be a part of real soon. So thank you so much, Black Beauty, for being a consistent listener. Thank you so much, Blossom Brown, for coming on in, and everyone else who might be hearing and listening to me in this present moment. My live call-in number is area code 563-999-3643. Area code 563, I believe that's toll free, 999-3643. Please do be patient with me because I have to navigate from one screen to another. But press that number one on your telephone keypad. It will alert me that there is a caller in queue, and I will more than happily unmute your mic and bring you into the conversation. My phone is on mute, so I don't know what's going on right now, but all is a blessing. I got up this morning. Thank you so much, Brahmana Brava. And I did some community service. I spent time right around the corner from my house at Back Street Cultural Museum. If you all have been paying attention, anything that's happening, anything that's cultural, if it ain't happening at my house, it's happening in my neighborhood. And so Back Street Cultural Museum, Back Street Cultural Museum, right around the corner from me, a powerhouse of knowledge, and I would dare add cultural entertainment, cultural demonstration, cultural education and re-education. It is managed and owned by Dominique Dilling Francis, the beloved daughter of the late Sylvester, who was the original owner of Backstreet, passed a few years back. They relocated to St. Philip Street, and now it's right around the corner, 1531 St. Philip Street, 1531 St. Philip. We had a school tour to come through today, and they should be still happening. So I'm going to have to move forward at some point. But I am indeed honored, grateful to be with you, to be in this space on a February 1st, 2023, the National Black History Month. But indeed, I am Black history. I take honor in representing Black culture and Black history. I am humbled by my place in Black culture and in Black history. Many of you already know I've done a number of movies, TV shows, TV commercials, TV series, documentaries, music videos, and they're still coming. Just know that it's coming. I am honored to have been chosen by the ancestors to represent. For indeed, many are called, few are chosen. Many will desire to, but few are chosen. Many will see this path, this lifestyle, spirituality and religion, cultural performance as a means to an income or a means to fame, fortune. I dare say that's an illusion. I don't care who you're looking at. I don't care how old the legend. I don't care how young the legend. There's a great deal of work involved in holding and maintaining a position of relevance. I'm grateful to represent ATR, to represent Black spirituality and tradition. Voodoo with 4 O's, Hoodoo with 4 O's, root work, conjure, obia. Grateful to represent and be knowledgeable of a plethora of African traditional religious systems as they now show up and manifest themselves in the diaspora. And indeed, there is authentic practice and tradition. Everywhere you find us, you find authentic practice and tradition. It's not always acknowledged. It's not always celebrated. It's usually not given funding and support and dollars from within the community or from the city or the system itself. And indeed, it's not a complaint. I'm not complaining. Often chains come, often ideas and mindsets come with having a handout and receiving from some people and some systems. Oh, there's an elder in our community. I know who you are. Offered up a big amount of money to another member of our community to, okay, let's get specific, to a black cowboy in our community, only to find out that you're woefully ignorant, woefully homophobic. And so the brother said, I don't need your money. No, thank you. And so not only do we often find ourselves in a position to say no, just because it's the right thing to do, we also often find ourselves in the position to say yes, and then that not being open, that not being acknowledged. And so I do everything I can. Some would say I do too much to feed, support, promote my community. Historic Treme, certainly. Congo Square, my front yard, New Orleans, Louisiana, and certainly the Deep South. From the Kakalakis of the Gullah Geechee land, okay, to Texas. I have never, ever been in a position to go against, speak against, work against my own community. I sacrifice a great deal of time, effort, sleep, resources, yes, and money to live, breathe, and be for my community. I am Black history. I am proud and humbled to say I'm the first openly homosexual masking Black Indian, authenticated masking Black Indian in the city of New Orleans, and I take great pride. I'm the first in many decades of male baby dolls. Go dig a male baby doll. Some of you forget, once upon a time, there were no female baby dolls. I can prove it. It's documented. There's an elder that says he can't remember a time when he saw a woman in a dress as a baby doll on Mardi Gras Day. It was traditionally a male tradition. Just like Egungun, just like Galette in Yoruba culture, ancestral masquerade, there were originally male baby dolls. And so I think I'm the first male baby doll in decades, openly, proudly masking baby doll. I am a Skull and Bone ally. I'm not a part of the official Skull and Bone gang locally, but as a voodoo priest, Hoodoo priest, who mask Baron Samedi, who mask Galette, who mask for the dead, professionally and regularly, I acknowledge every aspect of our culture. Second line leader, I'm there, present. Let's not neglect and forget ballroom. Or I'm not talking about the Foxtrot. I'm talking about gay ballroom. I'm talking about New York City ballroom. I'm talking about the royal and iconic House of LaBeija ballroom, where I am godparent, leader, elder, friend, sister, brother, and I walk. And let's be clear, ballroom is Black history. Ballroom is Black history. While you celebrate Black History Month, while we celebrate Dr. King and Malcolm X and Marcus Garvey and all of our Black icons, Black female leaders and icons, let us not forget, ballroom is Black history. Members of the ballroom community who are listening, who have sent me private messages claiming their appreciation and support for this platform, know that you are Black history. Every time you walk with a twist, every time you walk runway, every time you walk bizarre. Every time you walk, female face, female figure, male figure, you are representing Black history and a phenomenally talented and once upon a time underground aspect of Black history, for which now is mainstream. And now everybody wants a piece of ballroom. Everybody now wants a piece of voguing it down. Okay. If you believe what you see in TikTok every day, Black Beauty says she was born in Black History Month. Give thanks. Now, that also suggests to me that you can't be any older than a child born in the 1970s, because Black History Month is not very old. It's not very old. It hasn't been celebrated since the foundings of this great nation. Okay. Greetings again to you, beloved. And yes, and to everyone who's present with us. And know that there are so many that are present with us that you can't always see right here in chat. And that's why I often take the time to thank my national, international listening and participating audience. I'm grateful to Blog Talk Radio for having this virtual map that allows me to see where my listeners are. Again, my top 5 most regular, most consistent audience: the United States, Puerto Rico, Canada, Netherlands, and Australia. I am indeed grateful for Sweden, Norway, Russia, Poland, Romania is new listenership, Hungary, Germany, France, the UK, Spain, Turkey, Pakistan, India. Thank you so much for listening and participating and sending your emails and, of course, your offerings and donations. I'm grateful. Vietnam, thank you so much for your listenership. Malaysia, thank you so much for your listenership. Indonesia, all of Indonesia, I'm grateful for you. Australia, I'm truly humbled by your listenership. New Zealand is a new listening audience. Thank you so much for being present. Certainly Colombia, Brazil, Argentina. Thank you for coming on back, Argentina, my Maria Leonza practitioners. Dominican Republic, I'm always grateful for you and Haiti, and certainly thankful for South Africa and all the Sangomas of Southern Africa. Thank you, Madagascar. Thank you, Zambia. Thank you, Malawi. Welcome for being a consistent listener, Democratic Republic of Congo. Thank you so much, Kenya, Habaragani. Thank you so much, Nigeria, for your listenership and participations, and certainly Egypt. We're grateful. I'm grateful to the world. My new listenership, my new followers are increasing in Blog Talk Radio. I'm grateful for that. I can see my activity in YouTube, but just not quite as clear as you can in Blog Talk Radio. But I appreciate both platforms for expanding the reach of not just New Orleans, not just Voodoo, not just of me, but certainly of Black, ancestral, indigenous tradition here in North America, as it is, as it always has been, and as it continues to evolve. I certainly will continue to be present, and I offer you all to continue to be present. Greetings, Iya, Baoni, Alexis Williams. Greetings, beloved. Thank you for coming on in. It's 12:24. Welcome, welcome, y'all. Come on in, invite a friend, invite a family, and invite a friend in me. I don't care. Please share, reshare, post, and I certainly invite your questions, comments, and requests, either by phone, 563-999-3643, or by webcam. You can plug in that webcam if your camera ready and come on in with your question, comment, and request. It's often that we don't get a lot of questions and comments on this platform. But then I go to other platforms, particularly Twitter and Instagram. You all know those are the two thorns in my side right now. Um, and there's need for questions. There's need for understanding. There's a lot of overnight experts in tarot and calling themselves healers, and all they got is a deck of tarot cards. They got a top knot. They got them clackety nails. They got a deck of tarot cards. And let me add, and a bundle of wrapped sage that they bought from the Botanica. And they're claiming to be spirituals, practitioners, healers, of all things, healers. One of my godparents, the great and very much living Bishop Cheeks in the Washington, D.C., he said, the minute someone calls themselves a healer, run. Run for the hills. Run. Just like psychology, just like surgery, just like brain surgery. Healing is major business. Major business. Dealing with shadow work is major business. Major. And going into people's fates, people's fortunes, major business. So I am proud to be a part of Black history. If I never produce another film, if I'm never interviewed again, if I'm never included in another book, I'm in several books about voodoo. Ask Denise Alvarado. I'm in fashion books from Paris about setting a standard in fashion. So if I'm never produced again, if I'm never filmed again, if my face is never, in front of a camera again, I'm grateful. I'm humbled to be a part of Black history, to be a part of New Orleans history, to have made a change, a difference that many of you are benefiting from, and many of our children and grandchildren will continue to benefit from and will evolve in coming years as hoodoo and voodoo practice and demonstration evolves, and certainly evolves beyond TikTok fodder, evolves beyond jokes and pranks, evolves beyond favor and comedic entertainment, but begins to be taken just as seriously as you all take every other tradition, every other world religion, every other cult, every other, mindset that propagates itself in the world and makes itself presentable to you. I know that magical book that they use talks about Lucifer and this glorious angel body made out of gemstones and gold and platinum, and his power in visibility, illusion, what it looks like. And our marketeers and our advertisers, have developed that skill beyond some of your awareness. You don't know when you're being finessed by a TV commercial. You don't know when you're being finessed by an infomercial. You didn't realize um, Miss Cleo was finessing you and was acting. You didn't realize that at the time. And now decades later, we have a better understanding of who Miss Cleo was, what Miss Cleo's life was about, and certainly how Miss Cleo was used by the psychic network. I too have been a part of the various psychic networks, even some of those that don't exist anymore. But Cassandra, Live Persons, Keen, Psychic World, California Psychics. And it's just another racket. Even if you're talking to the best psychic, it's a racket. The site is getting 60% of your offering. Oh yeah, I can afford to tell it all. They're getting 60% of your offering, not the reader, the site is. And so that puts the readers in a very precarious position, right? Volume. How many legitimate readings can a legitimate practitioner do in a day? Let's add eat. Let's add sleep. Let's add you have children. Let's add you have a spouse. a pet, a life, a job. How many readings? How many exchanges? I'm going to call them exchanges. Okay. How many communications would a reader have to have on an 800 number site on one of these internet websites for it to be beneficial to them? And how can you then do 5, 10, 15 legitimate readings, legitimate, authentic readings in a day, and still be human? You can be spiritual, I'm giving you that. You could be divine, I'm giving you that. But you're still human. Pay attention to what y'all are seeing. Some of these people getting 20, 30 ratings a night on these 800 psychic lines. So, you know, I would, you know, I come, I do my peace and love, joy and prosperity, and I'm saying that that's too soft. I'm saying that I'm not loud enough. I'm not entertaining enough. I'm not clacking my nails and cutting folk down. Then on the next post, your elders, we're too crunchy for y'all. We too aggressive. We always talking about rules and traditions while you all choose to break rules and traditions. And then when you fall, many of you, in all due respect, you come running back to the elders. We post, we reshare. Technology has made that real easy. You post and don't even say the elder's name. Don't even say the elder's location. Don't even mention where the information that you're reposting and resharing came from. And then when you fall publicly and everyone's looking and pointing a finger, you feel some kind of way. You feel some kind of way. You get on here and you full of ego, full of energy, full of what you can do, full of made up recipes. A lot of made up recipe going on in TikTok. Mix a little of this together and a little that together and wave some commercial sage over it. And I'm not judging, I'm asking a question. How is that working for you? How is that working for you? And this proliferation of practitioners with no history, practitioners with no experience, practitioners with no elders, practitioners with no connection to their community, practitioners who get on TikTok and tell you, I ain't got no friends, I don't mess around, I don't like humans, I don't go out, I don't participate, I don't let people into my house. But you a healer, you a reader, you a practitioner of what and where and how? You just in the four corners of your space and I don't know, you being possessed by the spirits. And they teaching you what to do and what to say and how to act. Do that there. How is that working for you? How is that working for you? And why is so much of your shadow energy being demonstrated for us to look at and see? And I know that that's popular. People's shadow energy is very popular. The domestic abuse, the fights. I'm not even going to call it people's names because y'all know who I'm talking about. Bad relationship from the jump. They fighting each other, man and woman fighting each other. Now they talking about getting married, you know, and it's record breaking. We now have direct access to the train wreck and we love it. It's called reality TV. You know, it's called reality TV. It's called social media. We now have a direct front row seat to the train wreck. And often the train wreck is entertaining. Sometimes it's comical. And they get a lot of likes. A lot of likes. And so understand, I'm not an old fogey preaching. When I say demonstration, I don't care what age you are listening to me right now. Demonstration is how you look, how you act, how you show up when your back is against the wall, when you're in the crossroads, when you need help, support. That's when who and what you truly are shows up. Even me. Even me. And when I get into my shadow, I call my mama, my 80-year-old evangelical Christian minister of music, mama. I call my sister Wapani, master self-healing. Y'all want to do self-healing? Pay attention to Wapani. You got to change what you eat. You got to change the amount of herbs and organic materials you are taking into your body. And you got to change how you think, how you program, how you think. Think/program. It's programming. It's programming, because before you speak your reality out your mouth, it's already rolling around in your head what you really think about yourself, what you really think about your aptitude, what you really think about the world, what you really think about your access to spirit power. I hear you, Black Beauty. 4 or 5 a day maximum for legitimate consultation or reading. Anyone in this room who sat with me will tell you, an hour and a half, 2 hours per person, easily, if you're doing a legitimate divination. And it's really hard to talk for 2 hours and all you got to say is, I think, I feel, I sense, and just maybe. It's hard to do that for 2 hours. That's why my ranking is so high. You got to be able to tap spirit and go into shadow places that first make even the reader uncomfortable. So your skill at self-protection, self-defense, self-cleansing got to be in check just to go into that closet. And often the client is not going to tell you directly what it is that they want. They're going to word it the way they want in their own words. Often they're going to try and conceal certain aspects of the truth, especially aspects that might not favor them. And you as a reader has to now go into that closet, that dark closet, and come out with light and information, life-changing light and information. So yeah, any reader that's doing like 20 readings a day, fake, 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 fake. At the most basic level. And again, I'm not challenging whether you're a legitimate reader or not. I worked in a fancy jewelry store in the French Quarter. 15 minutes is all we were allowed to be with the client. How deep can I go in 15 minutes? How much can I really give you in 15 minutes? Especially when there's that little dance of wordplay. Originally, the client ain't telling you nothing. And if you're a legitimate reader, you now got to figure out why they in your face in the first place. 15 minutes. So the 800 numbers, the internet chat lines, the psychics that work in these shops, you're not getting no real connection to spirit. Sacred space. How many of you all have heard me say this? Sacred space is critical to all that we do, all that we are, who we are, where we be, especially in holistic spaces, especially in spiritual spaces, especially in religious spaces, especially in ethno-cultural spaces, the creation of sacred space. You take your shoes off coming into this house. You don't wear your street clothes, not on my bed. We all got rules about how we handle sacred space. Some of you women don't allow your husband or your boy children to use your bathroom. And if you got it like that, I don't blame you. Some of y'all don't allow the public to use your bathroom. Sacred spaces, sacred spaces. And so in giving spiritual knowledge and truth, going into the spirit realm, and especially the type of request that I receive, jail, judicial system, health, mental health, violence, domestic violence, fear, insecurity, housing insecurity, food insecurity, financial insecurity. A 15-minute entertainment reading and your client is coming to you with that. I don't believe it. I don't believe you, and I don't believe it. 20 readings a day. Y'all talking about the weather. Y'all talking about astrology. Y'all not talking about anything important. Not in 20 readings in a day. I'm grateful in this Black History Month that as a practitioner, I'm already in history. As a reader, I'm already a part of history. Y'all seen the Big Frida video. Y'all seen the Charlemagne the God in the Big Frida interview. I'm already documented as a reader. I'm seeing celebrity psychic reader all over Instagram, and I ain't seen their video of nobody reading no celebrity. How do you become a celebrity psychic reader and you ain't reading no celebrities? And more than one or two. I'm grateful to be a part of Black history. I'm grateful to be a part of Black LGBTQIA history. I'm grateful to be a part of ATR and Voodoo history. I'm grateful to be a part of New Orleans cultural history. What are some steps one can take to deepen internal gifts of their lineage? Thank you. That's an excellent question. First, my answer is going to sound kind of generic, and then they're going to be more specific, and then they're going to seem complex. First and foremost, drink more water. Drink more water. Just at the most basic level, our brains require water. And many of us are not getting enough water, enough hydration, are not keeping our bodies in hormonal, chemical balance. And so, of course, the next thing would be, what are you eating? You can't expect to be all that deep and all that spiritual on fast foods, artificial food, synthetic food, the dead carcasses of animals, the mucus and pus of cows and chickens. Thank you, Adama. You cannot be Adama Alaji. Thank you. You cannot be all that spiritual and all that deep if you eat nonsense. We know enough that your children can't go to school in the morning without breakfast and be expected to function. Yet, 20-something, 30-something, 40-something overnight self-made readers and healers just finished off a bucket of chitlins and a box of Popeye's chicken, and they about to do what? I'm curious as to what they're doing, because what I see on TikTok is just, yes, Mary, that's not a good choice. You should move on. No, John, you won't get the job in January, but you might get the job in February. That's the kind of nonsense I'm seeing in social media. And you do realize when there's no exchange, those people ain't even there. You make a list of names and a list of questions and a list of response, and then you perform that on social media in front of camera. But you've seen me perform on television. You've seen me perform documentary. You saw me perform with Anderson .Paak in the Free Nationals. You watched me perform with Big Frida. T.S. Madison, thank you, T.S. Madison, wrote a public comment and rating on both my Google business page. Then she went into Cameo and made a video, and then I posted it in social media. Low ratings with y'all. Maybe if she was naked and was bouncing her titties, y'all would have liked that. Maybe if, you know, I had said something really shady, y'all would then like the post. But for her to come and say, look, straight up, man, this was a reading. Big Frida said the same thing. Man, it got deep. Aren't you watching the body language? She wasn't reading no script. I am grateful to go down in history as one of the first legitimate voodoo with 4 practitioners in modern times, since Marie Laveau and Dr. John. To have filmed and photographed the first real authentic voodoo ceremony in New Orleans, and then have it to go on to be featured in a show at Ashe Cultural Arts Center and other places around the world. Black Beauty, you can book a session with me. Um, Forgive me, I'm not being shady, beloved. You went on my website and you ignored my contact me button, because I certainly list the readings, what I do, you know, and then how to contact me. I'm also scrolling right there, my contact information, how to reach out to me. And if you allow me to, Black Beauty, what alarms me is people will be listening to you and I right now, and then a fake profile of me will pop up in your Instagram or your TikTok, and you'll send them $100 in Cash App. That ain't me. That ain't me. Goddess Initiative, tell them I've been posting this and saying this since the beginning. Okay. I say it every day. I say it every time. And then when the fraudsters show up, I repost that. So thank you, Black Beauty, for asking. Girls, thank you. But yes, you know, I don't have a quick access button on my website because it's not realistic. There's no way someone can push a button on my website and then I'm going to pick up and answer the phone, or, you know, of course there's ways to go in and then pay for your reading, but what kind of reading? Everyone's not getting the same reading. And that's another thing about these fake psychics and these fortune tellers. Everybody's not getting the same reading. I don't even use the same tools for everyone, depending on what their request is. Also, continuing to answer ancestral work and divination. I swear by ancestral work and divination. It's the foundation of my house, and should be the foundation of most houses in ATR. Certainly, our ancestors are our front line of defense. Where God speaks in a soft, still voice, your ancestors will see you stepping out into the road and will push you to the curb. And the feel of that curb, I call that the illusion of the issue to block the complication. And they're aggressive because they're trying to get your attention. You can't hear, you can't see. And so your ancestors, unlike God, have to be extremely aggressive. And so that's the illusion of what you believe to be the problem, often when you start seeking help. But it's really the ancestors trying to stir you in a different direction. Develop a greater relationship with your dead relatives and your ancestors. Learn transcendental meditation. Transcendental meditation is actually a book. Don't take none of the classes. Find the book. Learn breathing techniques, circular breathing technique. Learn all you can about quartz crystal technology from a metaphysical, quantum metaphysical perspective, and from a geological perspective. Being a vegan can help. I personally am a flexitarian. We do need a certain amount of fat. We do need a certain amount of protein. I don't eat beef, chicken, nor fish every day. I probably don't eat it weekly, but I will eat it. Again, I am a flexitarian. Everything in moderation. But certainly greening up your diet, incorporating more fruits and vegetables, more herbs and plants, more organic material, certainly will increase your frequencies and your ability to tap different frequencies in the spirit realm. All right now, Black Beauty. I just wish friends and family understood that. Yes, thank you, Super the Truth. That's my word, protocol. I find it interesting. People believe that I can help them so much so that they're reaching out 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. They're showing up at my front door. They're calling me on my phone, believing that I'm just got the answer. But then you overlook my protocol. I'm powerful enough to help you to address your question, comment, or concern, but not enough for you to acknowledge my protocols. Yes, indeed. Yes, Goddess Initiative says someone pops in her DMs every week pretending to be me because they're targeting everyone who follows me, everyone who listens to me, everyone who's on my friends list, because that suggests to them that you're already into ATR and that somehow you're easily fooled when it comes to Voodoo and Ifa and West African tradition. And that's why that's happening. That's why they're popping up in your DM. And some of you believed it, so much so you were angry with me and thought that I tricked you from another profile. One sister was so angry with me and accused me of actually hacking her computer from Instagram in a DM. Oh, and by the way, they'll be on your friend list already. Maybe you don't have a communication with them, but you're not, antisocial with your friends list. They pop in, they start a conversation, they tell you that their computer was hacked by a link, and for you not to click on the link no matter what. But if you receive the link, to please send it to them so that they can report the link. Now, what happens is they have access to your phone number. Some of you through Cash App, through WhatsApp. WhatsApp is at the top of the list because they need your phone number to use WhatsApp. I use my Skype number in WhatsApp, not my cell phone number. But many of you are using your phone number in WhatsApp. So what happens is you get a random message, 33303, Instagram. It look legitimate. Instagram don't send tweets like that. Don't send texts like that. And it will have a live link in it to reset your password. Now, if you get locked out of your Instagram, Instagram will send you a text to reset your password. But if you give that password to anyone else, i.e. the hacker that's in your inbox, they now have access to your account. It has happened to several people that I already know. Didn't happen to me. They be trying it, but I'm not for the shenanigans. But y'all be trying it. But I'm telling y'all, it's happening to you because you show interest, you demonstrate interest in ATR, Hoodoo, Voodoo, Conjure, root work. Some of you, not all of you, show interest in entertainment-based, comedic-based, fake Voodoo. Like when we start a whole chat about American Horror Story, when we start a whole chat about American Gods, when we start a whole chat about, Gods of Egypt. Cute show. I like Gods of Egypt, but it's not real. And so we chatting it up and it's got 10,000 likes and 20,000 likes and all these comments, they target you because they understand there's a demographic that likes that fake Voodoo demonstration. You're going to send your money if you think your love relationships can be fixed overnight. You're going to cash out that money if you think your fates and your luck can be fixed in 24 hours without you doing anything new, without you learning anything new, without you participating in anything new. That's who they're looking for. You're too lazy to Google my name. You're too lazy to go to NOLA.com, NOLA.com, and search DivinePrince. You're too lazy to do that, and I dare you. You're too lazy to search in Bing House of the Divine Prince and look at what. I'm not talking to you, Black Beauty. I'm not talking to you, Super the Truth. I'm not talking to you, the Goddess Initiative. I'm not talking to you, Brahmana. I'm talking to all the folk who are feeding four fake profiles of me in TikTok and social media. But I'm not Black history. But I'm saying too much right now. I am Black history. I am Black history. I am Black history. And you are too. And you are too. And you have access to a computer. You have access to Beyonce's internet. You are too. And you choose to feed the masses what you choose to post, even if you think it's personal. I see a lot of that. You ain't got no profile picture. You have 0 posts. You have 0 likes, but you following 2,000 people. Suspect profiles. Suspect. Because then what happens is they change the name of that profile to Divine with 2 E's and an I, Prince, and then throw up my pictures on it, and y'all ready to support it. No matter how many times I say I don't need but 1 profile on any given platform. 1. I have a few pages and groups in Facebook, but 1 profile. And everywhere else, 1 profile. Yeah, I haven't used an Android in some time. I have family members who are decidedly Android. We don't have a, iPhone Android war in our family, but they're decidedly Android. And so they can't appreciate some of the little things that we can do. And of course, we can't always do some of the things that they can do. Yes, Super the Truth. I am in Louisiana. You said, how do I not eat all seasoned food or seafood? No, I season food, absolutely. I season everything. I mean, nobody cook and season like the northernmost Caribbean city in America, the most African city in America. We Cajun and Creole for a reason. I just don't eat seafood every day. I eat shrimp. I eat wild caught fish. I do not eat farm fish at all. I do not eat fake fish. Tilapia grown in America on a fish farm is fake fish. Don't eat it. You can drive through, Mississippi up and down Highway 55, and you see these really nicely square and rectangle ponds. Those are fish ponds, beloved, if you didn't know. And they got them all the way up to Chicago. Just drive, 45 minutes south of Chicago or west of Chicago. And you start getting into the country, and you see these little lakes that look kind of squarish. Fish farms. Fish farms. So yeah, I eat seafood, and I certainly eat seasoned food. Super the truth. So I'm not quite understanding the second part of your question. Greetings, Kim Gladden. Greetings, beloved. I don't think I've seen your avatar in a while. Greetings and welcome. I've been on an hour. I'm about to wrap it up. So if you all have a question, seasoned food. Yeah, you really mean seasoned. Absolutely, I eat seasoned food. I eat seasoned catfish. I cook seasoned catfish. I bake a chicken. I grill a chicken. I can barbecue a chicken. I just don't do it often. And especially if it's not natural, it's not organic. A lot of the meat that you all are buying from big box stores is not even real. It's not organic. It's charged with hormones. It's charged with growth stuff. It's charged with antibiotics. I just don't eat it. Now somebody come through or I go out and chicken from a farm, absolutely. Sometimes they bring them in town, I will purchase. We have fishermen and fisherwomen who fish Lake Pontchartrain, Mississippi River, and they bring that produce into the city. I will eat that. I love perch, rockfish if you can find it, uh, flounder if you can find it, catfish on the occasion. There are many vegans and Rastafarians, if you didn't know, who will not eat catfish because it has a period. Yeah, you heard what I said. It has a period. Catfish bleed like women. Catfish have a period. So many Rastafarians, hardcore Rastafarians, Bobo dreads, vegans won't even eat catfish. I don't eat it a lot, and it has to be natural. It has to be wild caught. I won't eat farm raised catfish. Yeah, I will eat gumbo, plenty of vegetables. Absolutely, I can make a damn good gumbo with maybe one protein item in it, but I can do it vegan. But I don't like gumbo with 5 or 6 types of meat. Can't do it. I call that garbage. I sound like Fred Sanford now. I can't eat it with all that garbage in it. Some of y'all old enough to remember the episode I'm talking about. I think he was being introduced to Mexican food. Menudo. He was being introduced to menudo that's got tripe in it, stomach in it. It's got parts of pork in it. Yeah, and he was like, I don't know, it's got too much garbage in it. Yeah, I can't do gumbo with too much stuff in it. I had to know who cooked it. I sound so black. I had to know who cooked it. I had to know who was in the kitchen. Okay, I know the process. I had to know who cleaned it because everybody don't know how to clean shrimp. Everybody don't understand you have to clean shrimp. Yeah, and certainly, yeah, I will certainly eat other protein items, organic, wild caught. Thank you again, you all. It's been a great hour. I appreciate each and every one of you. Most certainly the ones that show your face, the ones that I know, the ones that I interact with on a regular basis. Y'all keep me going. Y'all keep me motivated. Sometimes I certainly am appreciative of that. I appreciate those that you all don't always see in the chat, but they're doing the work. They're doing the work. And I appreciate those who send offerings, donations, who remember that I have to eat and keep the lights on. I'm certainly grateful. Let me run. I got initiation to do. I got clients coming to the house. And I will be forward momentarily. All is truly and indeed a blessing. Asheo and